Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Philo. My name is Amber Greenlee, and this is an improv live drawing comic thing. I'll figure out what to call it eventually. This is my co host, Robin, which is for whatever reason, Restream wants to put you really tiny in the corner. But this is Robin Fisher, my co host. We were going to have a guest artist tonight by the name of James Vandera Smith, but unfortunately, he had an emergency come up at the last minute and he wasn't able to do it. So I'm going to be arting tonight by myself. But that's okay. How are you, Robin?
Good. I'm good. Wide awake.
I like the pigtails. That's nice.
This is terrible. I'm in the middle of a dye job.
Well,
I got one half done, but the other half is I've got to do the other half.
What color are you going to do the other half?
Well, it's same. It's going to be like teal and then like more purple at the bottom.
Okay, but you're just doing one half at a time. Okay.
Yeah, I was lazy about it. It's been like a couple of days like this.
Hello, Bass Guy. How are you doing? Hi, Kay. Yeah, and we're doing pretty good. So let me go where we left off. I had to change the title, so that's why the title's up, because I had to take his name off, and I'm going to change it all in the backgrounds anyway. Let me go here. So first of all, this is the first page where we're at. And the spaceship crashes. Philo emerges. Philo eats some mushrooms and they communicate with him. We're all the same toppings on the same pizza. And then, he asks for help. They take him to Cthulhu's room. Cthulhu's room brings him up to his eye. And then that page is up on my website, which is panel2panel.com. Oh, wait. I can do this. Where is it? Yeah. Check out more free comics at panel2panel.com. Look at that. Isn't that fancy? Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, getting back to it. So he's in the world of the eye of the creature, and then a gust of wind blows him off the ladder, and he and Armand, hi Kay, so busy, haven't even booted up the new Mac yet, and also Schmancy. Ooh, yes, Armand, my hero, which is the octopus, and so they kiss. The awkward moment after, and then dolly back. Then the camera pans to the fireplace. So that's where we left off. Is with Philo cheating on Armand. And so where do we go from there? It's the next morning. Like, where'd the fireplace come from? Is it just floating in the void? In the eye void?
Armand's got so many superpowers. Who knows where it came from?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is floating in the eye void. I don't know.
So are they like on a bearskin rug or something in front of the fireplace?
We didn't bring in the bearskin rug last time. I think that might be a good idea. And so, yeah, let's do that. Let's make...
Oh, we're getting major rain right now.
Good for you. I love rain.
No, I'm wondering if it's from Hurricane Helen or something.
Oh, probably. There's a picture from Georgia, from the Six Flags, Georgia, and the whole park is underwater, and all you can see is just their big wooden coaster just popping out like a serpent.
Wow, yeah. I have to Google that.
Yeah, well, I posted on the Facebooks, so if you look on my Facebooks, you'll find the picture. Where's the fire in your eyes, big boy? May West, said Kay. Okay, so the caption, I guess, is what? Bearskin rug? Hi, Jeremy. I guess the caption is what? Bearskin rug?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll just save here.
They arise the next morn on the bearskin rug.
Yeah, we'll just say the next morning. The next morning on a bearskin rug. I'll just say A, because there's multiple ones in the world. It's not the only one, but let's see. I saw that Man Oh Man, says K. Let's see. Come on. Work with me. Oh, my Huyon decided it didn't want to work with me for a second. I gotta go whip it into shape. I gotta tell it where to go. Yes. There. Now it's working. Okay. So I guess if they're on a bearskin rug and it's the void, the rug would be like floating there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a magic carpet ride.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one of the legs folded over them, of the bearskin rug. And then, let's see. I saw that man. Oh, sorry to hear that, low bass guy. I just spent $500 in a new battery backup and UPS because the storm knocked out my power and fried 2 of my surge protectors. Oh no, you poor thing. So let's see. Let's do this, and I'll have the bear opening him right there, and then we're gonna have Philo in front because we got to make sure that people remember it's his show. And do you think he'll be regretting the morning after? I think I'm going to give him like a scared look on his face.
Yeah, it depends how he feels about Brutus. I mean, is he really in love with Brutus and this was a total mishap? Or is it time to end the relationship with Brutus and this was this ex machina?
Oh, wait, I don't have a sketch phone. Why am I turning that on? Okay, never mind. I don't know. Like, right now, all we know is that Brutus isn't very good with him. When he realized that he could cut Philo up, he wanted an army of slave Philos. And
that was pretty extreme.
Yeah, that was pretty extreme. But at the same time, that's where he was. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna have these tentacles all over Philo as I do this. I think Armand's gonna be like feeling love. And I think
Armand's just an innocent bystander in all this.
Well, he thinks that he found, his significant other, I guess. Okay, and then we're gonna have the fireplace floating back here with the mantle, things on the mantle. Let's see. I got home. Do you want to send me a link or are you good? Oh, hi, Dale. No, I'm good. I'm going to be drawing tonight. I'm soloing it. I can do it. I believe in myself.
You got the skills.
I got the skills. Yeah. Right now, what we're doing is we're drawing Philo regretting the morning after. And I guess I could draw like candles, floating around. I guess
Rose petals.
Oh, rose petals. I don't have a rose petal brush. I wish I did, because that would just allow me to just do that. I believe in you, Amber, says Dale. Thank you, Dale. I appreciate it. Okay, let's do that. And then let us start drawing this in. And so I think what I'm going to start with, I'm actually going to turn this because Clip Studio Paint is amazing. And I'm just going to have Philo like, what did I do last night? Sorry, didn't see your message earlier. I went to the food buying store food. I understand. Okay. And I think I'm going to have him like thinking about this. Let's give him his little that. And then here's his arm with his hand. Anything happening in the comic world that I don't know about?
Not really.
Yeah, I guess I must be in on the know of the comic world then. And then we'll have.
I mean, we haven't talked about it yet, but there's all that controversy about Neil Gaiman.
Well, I waited for a while to kind of see if it stuck around, if there was more stories and stuff, and more stories just keep coming out. And I'm inclined to kind of believe that he's a dick, and a little creepy dick at that. And so, yeah.
You're
what do
cutting
you think?
out.
I'm sorry. What do you think?
Oh, I guess I'm cutting out.
Oh, just that he's a dick, and like all these stories are coming out now about him just saying and doing awful things to people. Let's see. ZBrush for iPad was released. I'm trying it. The GUI is not good, and people are mad that I reviewed it that way. I find it interesting that you're like, Dale, you have this program and you don't make anything with it. You've got to make something with it. It's just playing with like how stuff does it and stuff. But I want to see like a little character from you or something. It doesn't have to be big. Little face. Just challenge yourself. Make something. And so that's from me to you. Anyway, I'm going to draw little claws on this bear so that it's a bearskin rug. And yeah. So haven't really been doing any media watching or anything. My mom's in town right now. Hi, Mom.
That's exciting.
Yeah. She's been living in New Jersey for like the last year, and then she just came from Florida to visit me, and she's going off to California through Vegas, so she's going to be seeing the entire country. And yeah, so I'm one of the stops. I should probably draw that better. And then, hi, Amber's mom, says Dale. I will. Goal is to get a bamboo mini and print obscene garden gnomes and leave them around the neighborhoods. That's right. We talked about that plan. Yeah. Let's see. California, like San Jose or San Francisco? No. Southern California. The Inland Empire. So if you know where the Inland Empire is, then that's where my mom's going. Let's see. I had a brush for iPad, an actual brush a decade ago, and an actual brush with no connection. Not impressive. Not impressed. Interesting. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just, I think one more tentacle maybe up here of like, I think Armand is just very happy. I don't know. Like what's Armand feeling during all this? I'm doing content in the moment. Like,
yeah, and he looks super blissful.
Yeah. I'm doing content in the moment and kind of going with it. It was a tool for kids. And then
I think though maybe Philo wants to get away from Brutus.
You think that this is his chance?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a whirlwind night. Like, we don't know if these feelings will last, or maybe it's just him realizing he can get away, and Armand's just the step for that.
Yes, this is the reflection period of the romantic tryst.
Yes, and he has found 4 extremities more than sufficient. So yeah, we're gonna do the bearskin rug like up here, and then I'm gonna have the other piece of the bearskin rug over here, and I'll give it claws. Yeah. So okay. So if he's gonna get away, what's his plan? What's his plan to get away?
Well, his plan to get away from Brutus.
Yeah, like, is he regretting his decision? He looks like he is.
No, I think he's just realizing that he's got it better with somebody else, and that he's just sort of like, oh man, how am I going to get out of my relationship with Brutus? Because Brutus is violent.
Yeah. see. I'll do this. And we'll have that. And then I'll have Armand's little heart up here. And then what I think I'm going to do, instead of having exclamation marks, what I'm going to do is a thinky bubble. Because I don't have the etymology, or I haven't read the etymology yet, I should say, or the not etymology. What is it? The book about all the things in cartoons and all the little names of things.
Oh, Understanding Comics?
No, we were just talking about
Entomology, Onomatopoeia?
Yes, onomatopoeia. Thank you. Or no, not onomatopoeia. The one.
Entomology?
It's the guy who did Beetle Bailey wrote it, and it's about, like, these little dashes are called this in comics, and this in little dashes called that in comics. And the thing is when people started,
wasn't it Dale that was telling us about that?
Lexicon Comicana on Internet Archive. Yes, I already got it off the Internet Archive. I just haven't had a chance to read it yet. So I'm calling it a thinky bubble right now. And we're going to put, I think I'm going to put Bluto in there. If he's thinking about Bluto.
Yeah.
Let's see. He tells Brutus that he's gay, but I am gay
fearful.
Too. Brutus
oh, yeah, it's Brutus. No, it's Bluto.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep calling him Brutus. It's Bluto. My mistake.
Well, I've been going with Bluto because that is the public domain name, and Brutus is still technically copyrighted because of the TV show.
Okay.
So I've been going with Bluto because I don't want to get sued. And I doubt that, like, well, I don't know. I'm making him gay and not with olive oil or anything. So I'm sure they would not like what I'm doing with him, the estate. They'd be like, oh no, how dare you? He's Popeye's foil. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do this. And then I'll have him like that. And then I'll give him sailor cap this time because it's easier to draw. Let's see. I saw an old Rube Goldberg comic that predated the thought bubble. The thoughts were in a dashed line bubble, like a speech bubble, with a little note with an arrow saying his thoughts. He tells Brutus that he's gay. Okay, no, I read that part. Yeah. His thoughts. Interesting. I remember hearing that when Stephen King wrote a book for DC Comics, he had a lot of thought bubbles in the script. And the editor, one of the first things the editor did was say, okay, comics aren't written that way anymore. We do captions with their thoughts in the caption, right? We don't have like thought bubbles coming out anymore. And so they had to like change the whole script because he said thought bubbles. And again, it's that lexicana. So yeah, we'll do that. I think that kind of looks like Brutus. And let's see, we'll do this. And then I'll just have like the remains of a fire in here. And then, yeah, I think what I'll do is then do just kind of a weird pattern for the background. Let's see. Comic books don't have thought bubbles. This, again, this was according to the editor at DC Comics at the time, is that comics don't have thought bubbles. That was him talking. So let's do Water Wave. So it looks like it's like this alternative dimension. Looks like I put more work into it than I did.
Sexy legs.
Ooh, sexy legs. Let's do this. And then, yeah, we're going to pull that out.
I gotta be honest
Random
with you.
off-topic thing. I just started season 3 of Voyager. Ah, have you never watched Voyager before? Yeah, I grew up on Voyager. I watched them when they were new. Cosmic Void by Bluto. And then Sergio had a new group come out a few weeks ago. Of course, yes, Dale would know about every Sergio move on the planet. And I applaud him continually making stuff.
I've been mostly obsessed with the whole P. Diddy thing.
Yeah, they found over 700 dildos in his house.
Wow.
Yeah, and
a lot of video is what's going to be really shocking.
Well,
you can't fake that stuff.
Well, I don't know if you guys have something like RICO charges up in Canada. Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say RICO charges?
Yes.
Yeah, racketeering and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact that they have
most of our television is American. If you watch a lot of Law and Order and shows like that, you learn about those things.
I also grew up with dun dun. So yeah, don't diss my Law and Order. You know, as silly as SVU's gotten, I still watch it.
Yeah, actually, I stopped watching a couple seasons ago, but I was watching religiously up until that point.
Yeah, and then
I used to like watch the whole thing almost like once every 2 years.
Let's see.
But now I'm going through a Cold Case. I like Cold Case better. There's an ending.
Dark Horse is coming out with a reprint of Sergio's Space Circus, and I hope his victims find closure, said Jeremy. Very good idea. And then definitely has RICO charges in the U.S. and overseas. Cases, how many do you need? Talking, I think, about the dildos. And then I watch a lot of mob movies, says low bass guy. And then 700 dildos. Do you buy them all at once, or do you buy 100 and at 7 different stores so it doesn't seem weird? I think they were probably purchased over time.
Yes, accumulated with the thousands of bottles of lube.
So much
comic
lube.
Thing. My brother and I watched that new Penguin series. It's really good.
I heard that.
Quite good.
I heard that the first episode was really good. I have that on a good authority, and I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I don't have much streaming service right now, so let's see.
One of the main actors in it, I was watching, and I'm like, this kid looks familiar. It's like I probably know his dad or something. So my brother looked him up, and he was like, "Oh, he's been in this and this." And he goes, "Oh," and then he was in Runaways. I was like, "Oh my God, he was Alex Wilder, Runaways! That's insane!" So, and it's funny because in Runaways he plays a black kid, but in the Penguin he plays a Dominican kid. I guess he's like Dominican.
I guess that's range. So he's thinking about Bluto. Now, are we going to have him going through the whole relationship in his head? Like how they met?
Start with the good times and end with the bad times. Just a couple of vignettes, like maybe 3 scenes.
Yes.
Like Bluto shows up with flowers, and then,
How do you spell vignette?
Having a fight, or what?
How do you spell vignette?
Oh,
Vignette. Vignette.
No, there's a G in there. It's Ving.
Ving, vignette.
Yes.
Oh, French, I love you. Some vignettes from his relationship.
I mean, both of your friends are spelling it with N-E-T-T.
Vignett. Okay, so it's vignette, not vignette.
Well, it's pronounced vignette. So.
All right.
But yeah, the French, they do things weird. So I'm not
French. Yeah, I am not I'm not very good at spelling. Many of my comics have typos in them. And maybe I'm just too lazy to go back and fix it. But like one of them, like I hand lettered in college and I've missed whole words. Like hand lettering it, I rushed it so much. So, okay, so vignettes from their life. So how do they meet? Let's see. Words are hard. And then Dale says vinaigrette. Oh, hi, Kat.
Terrified cat.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. So how do they meet? Let's have Philo down here.
Did they slam into each other? In the corner somewhere?
Well, we'll have Philo down here doing his little thinky face.
That was the young.
And not the best hand I've drawn, but whatever. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Cat. They meet at a cockfight. Oh, Dale said they meet at a cockfight. I like that. I think I'm gonna do that.
Aww. So, I can't see Philo being at one of those.
Well, what I'm gonna do is have like,
hey, maybe Philo's like a vendor where he sells popcorn at the cockfight.
Where he sells
like a concession stand baseball guy, like, you know, where they have the little tray and they got like popcorn and hot dogs and stuff.
Kay says they met at a roller derby.
I like roller derby better personally, but
roller cockfight, says Dale, and that's kind of the direction I was heading in.
The Roosters are on roller skates.
Are on roller skates. That's the direction I was heading in. Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay,
that's
so
awesome.
Yeah, let's look up roosters, and
Roosters on roller skates.
And then I'm gonna look up roller derby for my reference, so I can get like the helmet right. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Roosters. Images.
Roosters.
All right. Come on. Images. There. Roosters. Excellent. Okay. Sometimes the computer doesn't want to work. Sometimes it works. But yeah, I'm going to draw them kind of up here, a little bit on the smaller side. Not roller derby, rollerball, Jonathan with swords and shields, says Dale. Yeah. So I gotta draw their like little legs. So he's gonna be like this, and then he's gonna have roller skates. And then like there's his little thing. And I am going to give him, well, I won't give him that yet. I'll give him a roller derby helmet. I feel like they would be wearing safety equipment. Yeah, so he's going to be wearing a roller derby helmet, and then little knee pads, and then like little elbow pads up here. Okay, and then that's kind of the direction I'm going. Let's see. No Lurpus like Kirk and Spock in Amok Time.
Lurpus.
Yeah, I can't play the Star Trek Danger music. They'll cut me off for like having copyright infringement. Like,
hi, Magic Marmot.
Magic Marmot, I showed up! Yay! You have internet again.
And I really wish we could see Kay's Black Rooster Mexican wrestling mask.
I bought a Black Rooster Mexican wrestling mask last week at Valley Village, believe it or not. Huh. It's like it was foretold. Yeah, the artist I was going to have tonight, nice guy and everything, but kind of let me know at the very last minute he wasn't coming. And I wish he'd give me like a little bit more time, because then I would have been able to maybe find another artist, but it's neither here nor there. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll have this guy also in a roller derby helmet with little knee pads. Let's see. And I'll say here, they met at, let's see, what is it? It's a roller cockfight. Wait. Cockfight? Derby. Should I give them the little shields and swords and stuff? Let's
No,
see.
I think them just being on wheels is enough. They peck at each other and smash into each other. You don't
Dale
need to
is
carry heavy swords.
Dale is doing
Armor.
the Star Trek danger music in the comments for us. And then, like regular Lucha Libre mask, but with a beak and a combo, I have a live character with the Mexican mask. And I'm sorry, but I needed foods and Libras. It's okay. I can't hold it against you. Let's see. Yeah, they met at a roller cockfight derby. I'm gonna have up here, and I guess like we'll give him thinky bubbles. And here's like the roller derby, like cockfight. I'm gonna have like, I don't know, chickens in the back, I guess. Well, I guess they would all be roosters. Yeah, I'll do that just kind of a little bit. And then I guess they would be in the stands. Like there would be like glass and
lots of tiny heads.
Oh, you think they're giant roosters?
No, I mean there's just lots of people in the stands around them. So
Okay.
and they're like in a pit, right? So they're
Yeah, so let's see. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll have Bluto over here. And they're gonna be like sitting there, and they see each other from across the room. And yeah, I'll just draw like random heads back here. Yeah, and there's like no one sitting between them. And then I'll kind of imply the rest of the ring, I guess. Yeah. In fact, we're going to take this guy, because this guy is making everyone weird. And we're going to move him up here. Okay, there. So it kind of looks like it's an angle a little bit. Let's see. Chicks dig roller derby, says Magic Marmot. And bunnies love cockfights. Yeah, I guess I could draw bunnies. I guess I could do that. I'm going to do in the text first, though. But yeah, I guess they met at a roller derby. A roller derby cockfight. Look, I'm taking time with my writing. That's how you know I want people to read it. Let's see. They met at... Oh, writing takes so long. At a roller. Let's see. What happens to Neil Gaiman? Was he trying to impose himself on Chicks fans? You want to go over it?
Well, there's a bunch of things. I mean, he just basically took advantage of his position. There was like someone staying at one of his houses, and so he kind of like coerced her into sexual favors because she thought she wouldn't be allowed to stay at the house if she didn't. And as soon as she stopped giving sexual favors, he kicked her out of the house. There was another girl who was supposed to be like his nanny, and then he like kind of like seduced her within the 2 hours of her starting the job, kind of thing. And it's all like murky because it's somewhat consensual, but not quite for most. But the thing that kind of bugs me about it is a lot of people in the various groups I'm in are like, they knew all about it. Everybody knew he was such a creep, and I was just like, no, not everybody knew. Like, I'm pretty deep in the scene, and I have been deep in the scene for like almost 30 years. And I've never heard whispers of Gaiman being this creep, like this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's really upsetting because now that's the end of Sandman. Dead Boy Detective was excellent, and that's got already canceled. Lots of people love Good Omens, and I guess this is the last season. It's just, it's shitty.
Well, it's kind of like J.K. Rowling. They're trying to cast an HBO Harry Potter show in the UK, and nobody is like going to the auditions and stuff there, like because no one wants to work with her, no one wants to give her money because of her views on trans people. Yeah, it's like if you make that bed, You have to lie. And it's just unfortunately that so many other people are going to lose their jobs. You know, it's not fair to them. So, let's see. Non-consensual BDSM, non-consensual, and he was unethically feeding his wiener. And then Kay says, nor I was close to his old Twin Cities connections. So yeah, so she says that there, you know, she hasn't heard it either, but it's like, you know, I waited for a long time, but they just keep coming out, these stories. You know, if it was just like one or two stories, I wouldn't, you know, I would think like someone's just trying to make him feel bad, but I honestly think that it's just, he's just a bad person under it all, you know? Took advantage of his position, like you said. And so let's see. No, oh my God, HBO will have to import American actors to England. I can see Kevin Sorbo as Dumbledore. Actually, what they were talking about doing was having an open audition, so non-union actors can act, you know, try out for the part. So it would be a non-union position, or it would possibly be giving them union credits so that they could join. Yeah. So, and then, and two of his close friends who took care of his bees, says Kay. Yeah, I don't know. So you don't believe it?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just said that it's weird that I have friends that have said they've known all along. There's been rumors and I've not heard anything. That's all I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I never heard any rumors until these ones started coming out.
The other big problem is that the first, I think, 3 people that came forward were reporting, the website that was reporting on it was a severely right-wing website.
Yeah.
So it's hard to even know if it was actually a valid bunch of complaints.
Well, yeah, because of he would be a target that the right wing would want to take down because of his open views on like trans people and gay people. And, you know, I mean, for crying out loud, Wanda, his character in Sandman, is a very powerful story and was a lot of people's introduction to the idea of trans. You know, they didn't understand it from an inside perspective until Gaiman wrote about it. You know, I don't know if he talked to anybody or not. And then what happened? I'll ask one of them if they saw any red flags. The only red flags I got is he divorced his lovely first wife.
Yeah, and that was my first inkling that I got of anything, was that when he was breaking up with Amanda Palmer, his second wife, things seemed to kind of be going to shit, but it all seemed like she was the one that was causing the problems. But that was the first I heard of any kind of like off anything.
You know, it could be like Bill Gates too, where you start out as a nice person and then over time you just realize you're a powerful person and you take advantage of people. Because that's what Bill Gates did. He's a dog too. Oh, this is about Gaiman. And yeah, that too. And yes, the news about him makes me sad, says Jeremy. The problem is guys with fame want the groupies.
Yeah. I mean, look at Dave Grohl. Apparently he's been cheating all along and everyone knew that. Everyone got disappointed.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Another woman.
At least his apology took, you know, ownership of the fact. And he didn't try and blame it on anything like drugs or alcohol or, you know, like, oh, it's a whirlwind life being a rock star. You know, he took ownership in his apology, in his public apology. And so that I appreciate. But yeah, still a dog. You know, like.
Dog.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. When I was doing stand-up, in 2016, with all the Me Too stuff, there was a comic that I used to do shows with that used to do shows with another comic. And the other comic was found to be stealing jokes, got outed by the industry and basically blacklisted from shows in LA because he was going back to old Mitch Hedberg skits and stuff and like basically stealing those jokes and pretending they're his. And so this guy that was doing these partner shows with him that I was still friends with during Me Too was defending these awful actions of like people like Weinstein, and saying, he's in a position of power. He should have, all the women and stuff like that. And so I basically said that, this stuff really happens. These women aren't making it up. Even Jason did this. And his answer was to defriend me and block me on Facebook and pretend I don't exist, because he didn't want to admit that his friend might be a dog. And it Jason was the guy who was stealing jokes. So, hi, Meep Beep. Let's see. Yes, famous people want groupies. Healthy individuals advocate for community and healthy boundaries, not groupies. I've owned enough cats to know I don't want groupies, says Dale. Meep Beep says hello. Jeremy says, ick, sorry, I'm incredibly late. It's okay, Meep Beep. Someone I knew defended him in 2023. Jason who? Who? Weinstein or Gaiman? Who are you talking about as being defended, Jeremy? I don't know. Let me draw Philo down here. That is what the show is about, is Philo. I'm just a very slow artist by myself. And I'm taking the time to, I think, tell some story too. So it's not just, okay, let's do this. And let's see. Jason who? Oh, the guy who stole jokes. Yes. Someone I knew defended him in 2023. Jason who? The guy who stole jokes. I'm not working on an awesome project. I think his name was Jason. His name was Jason Thomas. And there are YouTube channels and stuff with like his old stuff from like the 90s. But he was trying to get back into comics in the 2010s, and like telling back comics and stuff like that, like telling comics jokes and things at comedy clubs. And he was going back and harvesting all of this material from previous comics and then calling it new material. Let's see. I hate cleaning cat boxes. I can only think how horrible it would be to clean up after groupies and how much the grooming and vet bills would be. Well, it's not awesome, but it's something. That's okay. You'll survive if it's, is this your cosplay, Meep Beep? And I can only see the top of your head, Robin.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun, just showing my eyeballs like a frog or an alligator.
Okay, now here's a question about Philo. So should Bluto be sitting with olive oil? Let's see. Nope, I haven't.
Why did Philo take Bluto away from olive oil?
Maybe. I mean, if their relationship started on a bad foot, if someone's willing to cheat with you, they're willing to cheat on you, right?
That's true.
So in this case, Philo's the cheater. Well, I guess Bluto was cheating on olive oil if we do that in the beginning, but yeah. And I'll have his hair here. And then let's see. Nope, I haven't worked on that in months. I'm making a belt. P. Diddy took it past groupies and had to hire pros. And then Kay says, right. Yeah, he also would blackmail women, P. Diddy. So like he would get footage of them having sex at these freak parties and basically make them continue to come and have sex at these freak parties in exchange for him not releasing the footage to porn sites of the freak parties of them, so that there wasn't like revenge porn basically on the internet of these people. So yeah, it's P. Diddy. And people knew like all along in Hollywood about him too, just like Weinstein. What do you think about Kevin Spacey?
Well, hasn't he been exonerated recently?
2 of his accusers died.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, two of his accusers died, and then one he was exonerated from. But like the two that were the big ones, suddenly those people are unalived. You know? Let's see. Olive should be sitting in Bluto's lap with her tongue down Bluto's tonsils. And then Jeremy says there was a documentary that was released in 2024. I finished a bit of the belt. This is probably the only project I will finish. Yeah, so we'll do this, and then I don't know, have like some creature with ears. I guess it's a monkey.
A documentary that was released in 2024 about Diddy?
No, I think about Weinstein.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because apparently 50 Cent's going to be doing some Netflix show about Diddy.
Oh, of course he is. No, about Spacey, says Jeremy.
Oh, Spacey.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Yeah, about Kevin Spacey. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Well, you know, this is what's really weird about Kevin Spacey, okay? So, all of this stuff he's accused of. House of Cards, they kill his character. They finish House of Cards, right? He's still playing Underwood on the internet on his own YouTube channel and acting like he's kind of guilty. If you understand anything about the character in House of Cards, he talked to the camera as his only witness to the evils that he does, that he hides from everyone. And so Kevin Spacey's still playing that character, talking to the camera about getting away with stuff. And it's like, why are you doing this? Are you just playing your character that got killed off the show? Or are you like playing your character? You know, it was a weird kind of segue. I finished a bit of the belt. Does he know about Spacey? It's made from a lot of keychain things. Ooh. It's so creepy and gross of him. And he appeared on a Clucker Tarkelson. Let me see if I can find this video of Kevin Spacey as Underwood cooking. Let's see. Let's see if I can find what it was. Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. So let me bring this over so you guys can see it, right? And can you hear when I played this video? Like, do you hear that? Oh, dang it. Okay.
Yeah. Just hear your background music.
Anyway, so then I'll just kind of show it a little bit then. So basically, he's acting like Underwood here, and it's called Let's Be Frank, and he's talking about getting away with all of this stuff, right? Like, if you can't hear it, I'm not going to play the video, you know, but yeah, this is, you know, if you go to the YouTube channel, you know, it's this is his YouTube channel. I have DuckDuckGo, or yeah, so yep. It's probably not going to play because it's on the screen. But yeah, it's just this weird thing. I don't have to show Kevin Spacey's weird thing. I don't have to go into detail about that. Let's see. Or rather, Charleston appeared on his show. His videos aren't even funny. It makes him look like a predator trying to evade the law. As Maya Angelou would say, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. And then Spacey and Joe Rogan should make Thelma and Louise and do their own stunts, including the last one. Yeah, and then, of course, Dale says, you see, this is the problem with guys. The wiener gets you into trouble. Remember what Zardoz says. And Robin, do you want me to close your window?
No. I know I'm starting to fade a little bit, but I'm not asleep yet completely.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I appreciate that, though.
Because then I would be here alone. No! It's just me in chat, right?
50 million fans.
Yeah. All 10 of my fans. If I have 10. I don't know if I have 10 or not. But yeah.
Kick tail.
Let's see. Okay. So let's see how that looks. And then what I will do. See, Robin is in metric time. It's Canadian midnight over there, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so what I will do is
I've been sold a lot of sausages today. Oh, and actually, you know what's funny is I haven't been talking to my parents really because of reasons. And my 3-year-old nephew told my parents about my massive knee injury. So my dad came into my job today to buy some meat, and he asked about it. I was like, "How do you know about that?" And he goes, your nephew told us." Auntie Rara had a boo-boo on her knee. And that's mostly because he's climbing all over me, and I'm going, ow, stop with my knee.
Well, at least your dad came in to check on you. But,
yeah,
I don't know what reasons you're not talking to him. You don't have to go into detail.
It's a long story, but it's just it's a pretty toxic family. And
I understand
at a certain point, you have enough.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Robin doesn't eat at Tim Hortons because Tim Hortons always gives her food poisoning.
Let's see about Tim Hortons. Let's see, Robin needs a plate of poutine and some Tim Hortons. Yeah, no, Tim Hortons had they had a celebration for like basically killing indigenous people.
No, that's not what it is. You guys are misinterpreting it.
I don't know.
I'm sure the proceeds of the stupid donut went towards some charity, but
yeah, but I mean, we had Columbus Day. It was the same thing,
No, it's not the same thing. Canada Day is closer, in fact. No, what this is it's reconciliation. It's like a day where we remember that these awful things happen and do nothing about it. So stupid. We wear orange t-shirts and sell orange donuts. Like, what really we should be doing is giving money to the residential schools so they can find and dig up the graves and identify these poor kids and bring them back to their families.
Yeah.
I get food poisoning from Tim Hortons because it's a franchise and the bacon comes in half-cooked. And they're supposed to completely cook it when you make the order, but a large majority of them never do. So then you get food poisoning because it's half-cooked bacon. So I just don't eat there anymore. And, their drinks are really sugary. I'm not saying they're better than Starbucks. It's just that Starbucks has chai. Starbucks also has non-dairy or milk, whereas Tim Hortons doesn't want to.
Yeah. I don't know. I was always a Starbucks girl. I admit it.
It was one of my first jobs, actually, when they branched out from Seattle for the first time out into Vancouver. And I worked at Starbucks in 1995.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And I don't know if they still do this, but when I was working for them, and I mean, I only worked there a couple months because I was a dumbass teenager and I screwed around and I fucked around and found out. But anyways, when you worked at Starbucks in the beginning, back then, if you lasted a year, you got shares in the company.
If you lasted
was kind of cool. Yeah, well, yeah, some people did. I mean, even the lowly barista could make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't think they do that anymore because the baristas are fighting for unions. Sorry. That is an Arnold Palmer. Okay.
Nice. Arnold Palmer, they're yummy.
They are. Have good bacon. WTF? Well, so much for Tim Hortons sponsoring Philo. And sad to hear about Hortons. Always my go-to when in Canada. Okay,
well, the only thing I really like at Tim Hortons is so they have like honey dipped Timbits, and those are delicious. And then the other thing I'll get is they have these new sparkling juices. One's like a yuzu blackberry, and the other one is like a orange ginger. And those are perfect. They're not too sweet. They've got a little bit of bite to them, and they're good. But that's all that I have at Tim Hortons.
Now let's see. Oh, I'll see. The memories.
Philo walks down memory lane. And yes, Timbits are donut holes. That's right. But they do stupid stuff. Like right now they have this twisty bread that's like about this big. And it's like, it's pretty thin. And they're charging like $3 for it. And it's just bread. But it's like from an oven with a little bit of herbs.
Let's see. Okay, so what else?
$3 Canadian is like $1.50 American, I guess.
So what else are his memories? Like if they met there, and then I guess.
Well, I think in the top left-hand corner it should be like a good memory, and then as we head to the middle, have two like medium memory, yeah, something like that, and then in the last memory is like a bad memory where they're fighting, or I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have.
Pluto starts smacking Philo around.
I'll have a battered Philo syndrome down here. You're like, no.
And maybe that's why Otis eventually had to show up to like catalyze and make Philo realize.
Well, we don't even know like what's going on with Otis. We haven't even seen Otis yet.
Well, does Otis even exist in the new story arc?
Obviously Pluto exists. We have Armand. I think we might have a cast of characters. It seems to be heading that way.
The dog's still there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the dog's in memory lane, and so we'll have.
No, but I mean the dog was eating mushrooms. Remember? Or no?
Yeah.
Gambling with the mushrooms. The dog is gambling with the mushrooms.
Yeah, and then all of his money got eaten. And but we're in like a flashback. We're in Philo's brain right now. So the dog's not there. The dog is over here. And he actually didn't even go into the eye. So he's not even in Philo's eye world. He's still on Mushroom Planet. So yeah, we'll do this.
I'm just saying the dog is in the story. So the other characters, it makes sense that the other characters would be.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Tenderloin of the donut. That's funny.
Yeah. And then the donut hole is the best part of the donut, the tenderloin of the donut. Literally battered corn dog cosplay. They're both at a fast food costume fetish convention.
I laughed because the tenderloin of the donut is a butcher joke. And I work at a butcher shop.
And then we'll do that. Let's see. There you go. I'll have him like looking over, and there's going to be, like chaos. I don't know. Something like that.
No, it's just funny because when I serve, we have these center cut pork chops that I always have to serve, and people are always like, make sure it has a big loin. And so I get all excited when it does. Because usually the loin's like about like that big on the chop. It's not very big, but sometimes it'll be like this big or even super thick. And I'm always like, hey, look at this bubba. I get all excited.
I like meat. When I couldn't have any beef, because my stomach mutinied on me before I got the ability back with my pregnancy to eat beef. I got introduced to so much vegan and vegetarian cooking, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate the variety of it, but I really missed beef. And now that I can eat it again, it's good. Duck is the best meat, says Dale. Duck is a very oily meat.
Yeah, it's pretty greasy, but I mean, I can understand why you'd like it. I had it in Beijing.
Yeah.
Peking duck. You can't go to Beijing and not have it. And then some Chinese opera singer screamed at me. No, that's an exaggeration. They sang.
Well, but was it the like screamy singing?
Well, kind of, yeah. Not really very screamy, but it was still delicious.
Let's see. I'll have like that. We'll have that. Yeah, he's gonna have that. I'll have him with his huge hands.
Aria came back. Yeah, came back the very next day. Yeah, came back. I thought you'd leave me forever, but yeah, came back to just to stay away. You know what I really miss? Did you guys ever get? You must have had these. When that first Transformer movie came out with the Shia LaBeouf, they put out like the peanut butter and jam M&Ms. They were really good.
I never tried them.
They were really good. I wish they'd bring them back.
So I'm gonna have them.
You don't have Chinese food in Canada, you dolt. What a silly question. We have, Vancouver has probably almost as many Chinese people as San Francisco does.
That's true. Give me a duck boob over a fillet any day, says Dale. And then Peking duck is the greatest. And do they have Chinese food in Canada? Yeah. I mean, we've talked about honey garlic sauce on this show. Honey garlic sauce is Asian influence in Canadian cooking, and it's amazing. And you still have to send me a bottle.
Don't worry, I will. I have plans for you. Because where I work, there's even gourmet versions of what you want.
Gourmet.
So I was going to do the regular version as well as the gourmet version.
Oh, that's going to be good. We're gonna go through it so quickly, and then Ian's gonna be like, "Hey, wait a second."
Like, we're out. Send us some sauce, and I was like, "No, she didn't."
Okay, so I have them a sunset. They're dancing, and then I'm gonna have like him throwing like a beer bottle at him, and here he's like, I'll give him like a fist. Poor Philo. But what like
the whirlwind for Philo.
Yeah, what's up in this corner? Like
in the top left?
Yeah, in the upper left corner. Because it has to be like something really happy.
This is like their honeymoon period, the top left. Well, they're already dancing.
Seeing
a sunset. The sunset, dancing. What's the other one? They're already walking. Candlelit dinner.
Yeah, I like that. Candlelit dinner. That's not hard to draw.
All right, well, the Canadian comic book stores are exactly the same as yours, first of all.
No, that's not true. They're cooler, and they have a huge support section for Canadian-only made stuff in almost every Canadian comic book store I've ever been in. So it's like super supportive of like,
But local American comic book stores have local American comics.
Some of them.
Okay, well, I would say a lot of them, at least in my experience, because I try to go to them as much as possible.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
But you are right in that a lot of them do focus on the superhero aspect of stuff.
Let's see. Okay, we'll do that, and then let's see, what else should I do? And then I'm gonna have like Philo down here. Just sad. I just have sad Philo face.
Oh, poor Philo.
Yeah, just sad Philo face.
Lots of tears.
Yeah, with a black eye.
And a black eye.
Yeah. Sad Philo face, little crying noise. Ploots, as they're called in the lexicon.
And then we have costume shops, some that are very cool. And in fact, when I was in junior high, I got my medieval prom dress at the costume shop in Winnipeg. And then let's see here. And so there's definitely gorilla suits, but you have to go to the big cities like Toronto or Vancouver. The small towns don't really have a lot going for them.
He has you talking about the gorilla suits. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's for we also have Spirit in Party City, so that's where you'd probably find the gorilla suit. But yeah, if you want specialty gorilla suits, I would go to Vancouver, Toronto, or Montreal. And then adult bookstores are in every town, but Vancouver has some really good ones. So does Montreal. And quite honestly, Montreal is really great because they have sex clubs.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to a few.
Ooh, you've been to a sex club?
Been to a few sex clubs in Montreal.
Ooh, like do tell. Like, you don't have to go into detail about your own experiences. Just kind of like, describe the layout. And,
well, the one
like,
thing I
is
found
there
really
food?
off-putting is there's food, and so like everyone's half naked and humping, but then there's like the smell of cooking meat. It's really odd because they'll have a lobby, right? And you'll come in, and that's like with the meet and greet, and you get your drinks there, and then they have like a buffet for food, and they have like a dance floor, and music will be playing, and that's like the main area, right? And then depending on the club, you can go off to different like hallways and different rooms, and different things will be happening in the different rooms, and it'll be different themes.
Yeah.
So there's like sort of like garden themes in one, like the Garden of Eden, and there's like a swing, and another one was like Chinese alleyways where everything was all lit in red lights, and that one had secret rooms that behind like bookcases and stuff. And in one of the secret rooms, they had this chair that was like specifically made for people to sit in so that they could be given oral sex.
Nice.
And then there's other, like there was a dungeon with like stockades and prisons, and you can watch or you could be tortured. There's rooms where it's like 3 or 4 beds, and then mirrors everywhere and glass everywhere. And there was no comic shop themed room. That would have been interesting, especially in Montreal. That would have been pretty cool because they're really into comics in France, and in French Canada.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So
there was a room that was you could peep into one of the rooms that was surrounded by all glass, so it was like 2-way mirrors, so they could see themselves but not see you, and you could see them. Let's see, what other rooms were there? Yeah, there was one room that was just like 5 beds all put together, so it's just like one giant bed.
Yeah.
Montreal is very cool. I highly recommend that as a city to visit because there's nowhere else in Canada like it. And quite honestly, there's nowhere in the States like it. It feels a lot like Europe, but it's Canada. There's a gorgeous woman like every 2 minutes when you're walking around downtown, like you'll get whiplash. It's so gorgeous. So the best time to go is in the summer because then they're gorgeous and scantily clad. But yeah, there's like 3 universities downtown. So it's like all 20-year-olds and just young, hip, cool people. Yeah, it's a great city to party in. It's a great, like, I loved it, as I've told you before, because they had the Jazz Festival in the summer, and the Just for Laughs Festival, and the Fantasia Fest in the summer. So the summer was a really good time, and because it's like one of the first major cities when you hit from Europe, we used to get amazing concerts. We still do. I mean, I miss living there for that. And yeah, they do have pinball in Montreal. Of course they do.
Well, that's a very important question for Dale. Is if they have pinball.
Flozac,
I hear
Roland.
the show up in Montreal are quite good. And maybe next year, my buddy and I might try and go. Yeah, don't forget you do need a passport to get across the border. So it's, it is another country.
Yep. And if you need any help or advice, just ask, because I lived there for 8 years, so I know a lot about Montreal. They love visitors. They'll speak English if you're a tourist. They just don't like it if you're English and you live there.
Yeah, I can see that. That's interesting.
But and the one place I'd really recommend is Quebec City. Like, I never got a chance to go there, but there's a lot of Canadian history in there. And it really feels like France there, like the buildings and everything. It's really old world up in Quebec City. Oh, Thailand's excellent. I always recommend Thailand to people. I've been there like 3 times. I love Thailand.
Yeah, that's...
I always tell people the most expensive part of Thailand is your ticket there and home. Everything else is a song. Oh yeah, I got this tattoo in Thailand, this jellyfish tattoo.
Nice.
Because I got attacked by a jellyfish while in Thailand.
So you decided to commemorate it.
It's more to remind me to take a chance and do stuff even if you're afraid.
Oh, that's cool. So you decided to commemorate it.
Flozac, Rollins did do Quebec City. That's fantastic.
Let's see. Got one. I've been to Thailand after all. And then what? They speak French in Montreal. I did Quebec City with my ex just before the pandemic. It was cool. And I've been to Wisconsin, says Magic Marmot. And then Dale says, wow, Robin is very well traveled. Yes, Robin is very well traveled. She lived in China for 3 years.
I lived in Germany as a kid.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but yeah, in Montreal, it's so funny. Like from Vancouver to Montreal, I moved there, and I was thinking, it's still part of Canada. It's not going to be so bad. It's gonna be fine living there. But I actually had a really hard time finding a job because, like, I was trying to find a job in daycare, which takes time anyways. But I couldn't supplement my income with like smaller piddly jobs like the local video store or any other job like that because you have to be fluent in French because those places demand French. And now it's getting worse in the sense that like they have a language police there. And also it's cheaper for you to immigrate to Quebec than to any other province in Canada because it's mandatory that you learn French. So your kids have to go to French school. You have no choice and you have to be able to be fluent enough in French to speak it and write it and be tested in it before you like are able to work there. Yeah, there's language police there because they're so afraid that French will disappear off the face of this earth. And it's getting ridiculous. Like there's an Irish pub that's been there for like 400 years. Okay, that's an exaggeration. Let's say maybe 120 years, and they've got like Irish signs everywhere. And the language police came and told them that they had to change their signs so the French was on top and in bigger letters. And it's like, these are vintage signs. This is a historical pub. You can't, but they can. So there's like different things, like, in Canada, in English Canada, we have Shoppers Drug Mart, but in French Canada, it's called Pharmaprix because they have to have a French name for it. It's not McDonald's, it's McDonald's. They have like their own accent on the McDonald's, so it's French version. We have what's another example? Yeah, it's just they have French. Yeah, there's a store called Giant Tiger in the rest of Canada, but it's Tiger Géant in Quebec. So they have like they do have rules. Oh, the last thing I heard from the French language police that was hilarious. This is before I moved to China. Is they had 2 Haitian employees at the hospital who had been reported for speaking Haitian in the hospital to each other. And somebody reported them to the language police because they're supposed to be speaking French. But the irony is that Haitian is part French. Like,
yeah.
The language of Haiti has French in it. So
Yeah.
it's just, it's so stupid. But they're so worried they're going to lose their language that's how it is. And yeah, like the thing about the schools is crazy. Like, for example, like if you move to Quebec, none of your kids could go to an English school, even though there's English schools there, because they have a law that says that unless you went to an English school, then your kids could go to English school. So I could go to an English school because my mother did go to an English school in Quebec. But like you never would be able to because nobody in your family went to an English school in Quebec. They're trying to eliminate English.
Well, don't they also kind of want to be their own country but still use the currency?
They want to use our money and still be subsidized by Canada because like the government gives a lot of money to provinces for various programs, and they tried to separate and they lost. But people in my generation still think it's a good idea, and a lot of it's based on the hate from the 70s when the English were really awful to the French. But it's time to move on, but they don't feel that way.
Yeah.
And like it's crazy. Like you go there and they're just so rude about the language. They're so rude. Like I wanted to learn French. I was excited to move there and learn French. And they were just saying you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar, but I've traveled the world. I've been to Dubai, I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to all over Europe, all over Asia, and people speak English. It's not my fault that that's the universal language. It's going to get to the point where the only place in the world where they demand you don't speak English is going to be Quebec. Because even in France, there's tons of people that speak English because it's just the universal language. I'm sorry.
Let's see. Haitian Creole and Haiti was a French colony, so naturally, they're doing a bad job. I made a new native friend in Montreal recently, and she's pretty much exclusively English speaking.
Yeah, there's pockets of Montreal that are dominantly English, but if she wanted a job, like in an institution or like anywhere, really, like, yeah, I'm English speaking too, and I got a job eventually at a daycare as an English speaker. Like they wanted an English speaker there to teach English to the kids on top of the French. So there are jobs there for English speakers, but it's really hard. It's not easy. It's not like just moving to any other city in Canada and getting a job.
like I understand about wanting to preserve the culture and everything, but I still feel like the pendulum's going to swing the other way eventually. You know,
Yeah,
it
they're just extreme about it. It's just
yeah.
silly.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that they want to be their own nation, and then, but they're like, but we still want to use the dollar, the
Yeah.
loonie.
So, well, I always
Yeah,
liken them to the. First of all, they don't see the forest for the trees, but I
yeah,
always liken it to the teenager who's just like, "I hate you, mom and dad. I'm moving out, but you're paying my rent."
yeah.
All right, I gotta go get my drink. I'll be right back.
You're leaving
I'm
me
so
alone.
it's like
No,
2 minutes. I just gotta get something here.
that's okay.
It's over in 15 minutes, and I'm not asleep, so you should be happy.
Okay, yes, I am happy that you're not asleep. I will admit, I am happy about that. Let's see. Yes, she just got a job at Starbucks recently, so there's that, I guess. And then, haha. Pretty sure a few years ago you could immigrate to Quebec if you invested an absurd amount of money in a Quebec business. That might be true. I never went to Quebec when I lived in Canada. We pretty much stayed in the center provinces. You know, I've been to Alberta, and in Saskatchewan. But yeah, it was an interesting ride. And I'm looking at this. I'm almost done with like at least the rough pencils, the rough inks for this. You know, if, like I feel like I need something over here.
It's really raining like crazy outside.
See, I feel like I need something over here.
Hey, look at my shirt. Do you see what it says? You recognize that?
Not offhand. Who is that?
It says "Never forget," and it's Barb from Stranger Things.
Ah, yeah.
Never forget Barb.
I didn't get into Stranger Things. I watched the first season and I was just like, okay, I can see why people like this. It just never grabbed me. Not a bad show. It's just never grabbed me.
Do you know who Chapel Rowan is?
Not offhand.
Oh, she's the latest music sensation. And last year on Stranger Things, or maybe it was the year before, everyone got all super excited because a Kate Bush song became like the #1 hit because of Stranger Things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she got all pissed about it, right?
No, she didn't.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, she was really excited about it. But the thing is this new girl, Chapel Rowan, reminds me exactly of Kate Bush, so I keep calling her Baby Kate Bush. I'm like, yeah, you know, the Generation Alpha or whatever, they don't have their Kate Bush, they gotta get their own. So that's who she is, Baby Kate Bush.
See, I guess I'll do Philo getting grabbed.
Her big hit right now sounds like a cheerleading song. It goes HOTTOGO. Something hot to go. It's actually a pretty cool song. Wasn't really into her initially when everyone was going crazy, and then all of a sudden I found myself like singing her songs, and I'm like, God damn it, those are earworms.
I did that with
Sabrina Carpenter.
I did that with Taylor Swift. With Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Pretty sure a few years ago. Okay. Works that way in Thailand too. Want an easy time immigrating? Just be rich. I assume Canada is like the USA and the provinces are culturally different, but to most Yank, Canada is just Canada.
The provinces aren't really culturally different. They like to pretend they are. I've lived in a lot of them, visited most of them. I mean, like, you know, if you go to the East Coast, there's a definite accent. And they do have a different attitude. The prairies, I don't know, like, it's so isolated. I like to think that they're probably a little more kinder, but yeah, the big cities are the same.
No.
I don't know. Vancouver is different in that they're more like stoners. And if I were to pick a province that was near and dear to my heart, where the people were like me, it would be BC, Vancouver.
Let's see. Let's do this. I'll have him, you know, oh no, you're treating me badly. I'll draw a hand here. Look at that. A hand, no pencil. Just
I love the
drawing
shadow.
it.
That's great.
Yeah. Like this.
Looking good.
Let's see.
Looking good. You know, one thing they have on the East Coast, because they're doing one here in St. Catharines in a few weeks, they have these things called kitchen parties where everybody gets together in one person's kitchen and has like this crazy ass huge party.
Interesting.
They play music and there's lots of food and yeah, they're called kitchen parties. What else? There's this thing that they do in Newfoundland and New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. They call it a Newfie steak, where they take a bologna, you know, Schneider's bologna, and they cut it like this thick and they fry it up in the frying pan. And it's like a Newfie steak. They call it a Newfoundlander steak, a Newfie steak.
Have you ever had a Lucy Juicy? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I would have thought that was like a juice from a place called Juicy Lucy's in Vancouver that I used to drink at.
No, it's a Minnesota thing, and what it is it's a cheeseburger, but the cheese is inside the meat patty, right? So it's like a ravioli, but the outside is meat, and then the inside is cheese. And so when they cook it, they don't smash it down. They just let that cheese melt on the inside of the meat. And so when you bite into it, it's like this explosion of cheese. It's really good.
It's interesting that they called it a Juicy Lucy.
Lucy Juicy, Juicy Lucy, one of the two. Juicy Lucy, says Magic Marmot. He lives there, so he would know. This is why I go to adult bookstores when I travel. You can tell by what they sell how the human race is mutating by location. I will never go back to Pennsylvania. And so not how I expected to spend my birthday evening, but I came back from a week house sitting today to find the person feeding my cat accidentally closed the bathroom door. That's where the litter box is. So emptying a whole bottle of enzyme cleaner into my bed currently. Oh, I'm
so sorry.
Oh, no. And then, yeah. Oh, bologna.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday. From Matt's Diner. Yeah, and Matt has it. Will burn your tongue. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's one of those things where it's like one of the local foods. And, you know, when you have it, you're like, okay, I could see, you know, if you grew up on this, how it's good. But then in the middle of the night, it calls you. and it's just like, you want one of me, you know?
Well,
like,
you know, one thing that you guys have that we don't have that I quite like is Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm not
Ian
like a donut fan. Like I'm not like, I like sweet things, but I don't go out of my way to have 15 donuts or anything. Yeah. But the first time I had hot Krispy Kremes, like right off the conveyor belt, I ate 6 of them. I was just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, Ian loves Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm weird. I actually like the grocery store donuts. And so I'll like be like, hey, can you pick those up? You know, he likes Krispy Kreme because they're light and airy. But I feel like
melt in your mouth.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like it's like all calories. At least the grocery store donut has some heft to it. Let's see. My apartment smells basically like a Febreze bomb went off now, says Flozax. Still better than cat piss and icky Krispy Kreme. They make this stuff.
I smell cat pee. I can smell that miles away. You know, I work at a butcher shop, and today, for some reason, every time I went to the sausage case, I smelled cat pee, and I was just like, it must be one of my coworkers, because I don't understand why sausages would smell like cat pee.
But going on about ways of getting rid of that smell, they make carpet powder for pet odors and stuff like that.
Odorizer,
Yeah, if it's in your bed, just take a whole box of that, put it over your mattress. And, let it sit for a little bit, and then literally put your vacuum like on top of your bed and vacuum it up.
Yeah, because that stuff absorbs odor, whereas Febreze, I feel like just kind of masks odor.
Yeah. Let's see, I'll do that. So then that way it's kind of...
Whoa, that sounds cool. Magic Marmot says that when he worked at a diner, he discovered that if you take the plain donuts and drop them in the deep fryer for about 20 seconds, they come out like they've just been freshly made. Yum, yum.
Nice. Yeah,
Oh my
that's not-
God! Why did you spend $3,000 on a mattress, Floza Roland?
Let's see. Krispy Kreme donut sucks, says Dale. And then, yeah, my $3,000 mattress that isn't fully paid off yet. Oh my gosh, is it like one of the purple mattresses or something?
Does it move? Does it have like you can like push a button, it goes up and down? Like, is it a medical mattress? Jesus Christ. My parents got one of those. My brother's girlfriend was really clever, and she went to a police auction and found it for like half price.
Mm.
I think they paid like 1,000 something for it.
Let's see. Okay, is there anything else I need to do to this one? The memories. The memories.
Okay, Dale.
Wait. I'm missing something. Cat P is eternal, says Magic Marmot. I do like the glazing machine at the Krispy Kreme. I can watch that for hours. An employee told me late at night. They play stuff through the glazer like steaks, golf clubs, new employees. The enzyme cleaner is formulated to break down the urine crystals, so they actually get rid of the source of the odor. Good. And yes, it's purple. Queen size, got it a couple years ago to solve my ex and my back hip pain. It works great, but I kept it in the divorce, obviously. Well, I mean, if it's a $3,000 mattress, you know, that's something that it's like, I'm keeping that. Let's see.
You keep the dog. I'll have the bed.
I think what I'll do is to make it more intimidating, or, you know, because I only have 5 minutes left. I don't have enough time to draw a whole new panel. Mm-hmm. So I'll just add like really scary looking shadows to this one.
I don't know. I really like the one scary looking shadow you got.
Really? You don't think
I honestly think it makes that scene seem way more menacing. And I like the flow of it because, yeah, getting hit and grabbing a hand, that's scary. But I don't know, for some reason, this shadow looming over him is like dark.
Yeah. Here, let's do this. Let's do that then. We'll emphasize the plutes. The plutes.
I think that page is brilliant. I don't think you need to change anything.
Yeah. You know, that he was good at first. He was good at first, and then he stopped treating Philo good, I guess.
Took him for granted. Took Philo for granted.
Yeah. I have to get a new mattress once the house is rebuilt, says Magic Marmot. Yes, definitely. And then, funny enough, the cat is hers. I just am taking care of it for a few more weeks. And aren't the purple mattresses, those silicone honeycomb things, aren't they heavy? And then add a duck, says Dale. He wants me to add a duck somewhere.
There's a really perfect space for a duck right up that left top corner.
With this one? Like right here?
Yeah.
Well,
I'd say that's the perfect spot for a duck.
Okay, I'll add a duck. Sure, why not?
You don't have to, but you wanted to do something.
Yeah. I'll add a duck.
Tiny duck just chilling.
Yeah.
Like that video game where the goose is psychotic with the knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a duck chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also a squirrel with a gun, too.
When did we get squirrel with a gun? Was he part of the goose thing with the knife?
No. You're thinking of Untitled Goose Game. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Squirrel with a Gun is a new one where you're a squirrel-sized squirrel in a human-sized world with a human-sized gun. And human-sized other weapons. So you'll have like a huge rocket launcher and stuff with this little tiny squirrel. And so they have physics where, because the squirrel isn't heavy enough to prevent the gun when it fires from firing him back, you're like flying all over the place firing this gun. It's a fun game. Yeah, let's see. Is it worth the money? And then is it worth the money? I think about the purple mattress, and then getting it out of my house and into my new place upstairs was a bitch and a half, says Flozax, and yes, it weighs a ton.
I'm convinced the inventor of the purple pillow mattress was looking at a silicone sex toy and thought, I wish I could just sleep on that. And then Flozak says, I mean, they're designed to last like 10 to 15 years. So if it solves your posture and helps your sleep, yes, it's worth it. And then Aston Martin says, hey, we're actually at time. We're at 8:30.
Bye, Aston Martin.
So what I'll do, I'm sorry, Aston Martin. I'm finishing up the show, like just in a little bit. And so just reviewing. Oh gosh, it probably would help if you could actually read it, huh? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, the next morning on a bearskin rug, and there they are. And then after that, yeah, I gotta clean up my stuff. There we go. Okay. Some vignettes from his relationship with Pluto. And so they met at a roller cockfight derby. And then panel 3, because I only got 3 panels done tonight. But I guess I did a lot of storytelling in my panels. So yes, Pluto and chickens, and then catch the VOD. And then yeah, that's it. So we have the memories are not so good, and that's where we're leaving off tonight. Thank you everybody for joining us. I will have another guest artist next week. I don't know who it's going to be yet. I'm still working on a few names and stuff.
No, Dale, don't punch Chuck in the head for any of it.
And then I'm going to go see Chuck's Open Studio in Frisco tomorrow. Want me to punch him in the head for you? No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Just,
Tell Chuck his art is looking great, and we wish we could see his studio in reality instead of just in virtual reality.
Well, I tuned into their show this morning. Chuck's show is on Earth Space here on Twitch. And so I checked out his show this morning, and it was pretty good.
Let's see. Nah, just lit the eyeball.
I'm selling meat at 10 o'clock in the morning, so I can't.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to say thank you very much, Miss Robin, for being my better half. And,
you're welcome.
Talking up a storm and, being here and helping me tell this silly Philo story. And then I'm going to do that. Let me turn off my panel. This is me. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Dale and Aston Martin, Magic Marmot, and Jeremy, and Flozak's Roland. And gosh, who else did we have? Meat Beep dropped in for a minute. And let's see, Jeremy, I think I already mentioned you. And Kay was in tonight, too. So thank you, everybody, for joining us in chat. And I guess I'm going to see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.